Welcome everyone to the first episode of the From the Logo podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Straffolino. I'm the founder of Jersey Column, and then there's Christian Drummer. I'll let him give a little intro.
What's up, everybody? Appreciate y'all for joining us today.
For sure. All right. So first topic we're going to start off with is this or that. So I'm going to give you three different this or that, player. And then you're going to give me three back. So first one, Zach LaVine or Bradley Beal. Who you got, Christian?
I gotta go Bradley Beal. Last season, I wouldn't say so much. I had my doubts just because the Wizards weren't winning games. But the way they're turning it around this year, and we know Bradley Beal's elite scoring ability, top three in scoring last year in the league. So I gotta go Bradley Beal over Zach LaVine, even though Zach LaVine's, in my opinion, top 10 in the league. He's top 10 in opponent defensive points per game.
Top 10.
Huh? Yeah, he's top 10 in defensive efficiency in the league, which means yeah. So Zach LaVine's on the defensive side is good, but Bradley Beal's scoring ability and now his leadership ability to lead the Wizards to the first seed in the East is impressive.
I honestly think whoever gets farther in the playoffs is going to be better when it all comes down to it. But I'd personally have to go Zach LaVine. So, but next one, I know you're passionate about this one, big Hawks fan. Trae Young or Ja Morant? Who you got?
Trae Young or Ja Morant? This season, I have to go Ja. Yeah, I know it's a surprise.
Ja.
I have to go, yeah, because Ja. If you look at Ja's team and Trae Young's team, there's just so many differences in where Ja does not have the advantages that Trae does. Trae has a pretty good starting lineup in DeAndre Hunter, John Collins, who just got paid, Clint Capella, who has a lot of experience, one of the best rebounders, shot blockers in the league, where Ja Morant has old Steven Adams, injury-prone Jaren Jackson Jr.,
Dylan Brooks,
injury-prone Dylan Brooks.
Yeah.
He has Desmond Bain right now showing out. That's a good guy to see. But Ja Morant, he's averaging 26, 6, and 7 right now. And you just love to see he's really putting his team on the back. That's why they have a winning record right now. And Trae Young's doing good, averaging 24, 3, and 9. But the record's not looking so good as they're on a 6-game losing streak right now. And we really expected to see more out of the Hawks this season.
Man, you surprised me with that one. I thought you were gonna go Trae Young for sure. I got both on my fantasy team, so I'm not biased here. I would personally go Trae Young just because he's been doing 25 and 10 things for the past couple of years. And Ja Morant, I really hope that he continues, especially for my fantasy team. But it's a small sample size. We have to see if he continues this going forward. But I guess the last scenario for you is going to be: would you rather, as a team manager, would you rather have Kyrie Irving in his current situation, where he can't where he won't get the vaccine and he can't play, or Ben Simmons' mental health situation and not shooting and all that kind of stuff? What would you rather have?
Man, this is a hard one. Like, I would have rather want to be a GM in any of these situations where you're paying players millions and they're choosing not to play, just hurting your team. But you would rather have the Ben Simmons situation in any occasion because, in the end of the day, you can trade him. Ben Simmons wants to play NBA basketball. He just doesn't want to play for your team. So you can get a good player for first team all defensive player, all-star. Kyrie Irving he won't be able to play because he won't get the vaccine. So he's untradeable. And as a GM, you want somebody who can give you players back.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I mean, it's not all cities that have to be vaccinated, right? Like, not all players have to be vaccinated, or it's just like New York and California.
No, the NBA, it's an NBA rule.
Oh, it's an NBA thing now. Oh, okay, yeah. I definitely have Ben Simmons' situation then. I thought it was just in New York. If it was just in New York, then I would almost rather have the Kyrie Irving situation because I feel like all NBA teams have a bad taste in their mouth with Ben Simmons. Like, I know the Celtics are reported to be interested in him. And they want Jaylen Brown for him. Like, no, that's not.
Hey. I wouldn't count it out. You have Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown right now in the same position. Like, if you get a good point guard in there to facilitate that,
they better be giving us Tyrese Maxey, some first-round picks. They better be giving us everything now. Oh man. All right though. You got some scenarios for me?
I do got some scenarios for you. Okay, first off, who won the trade? The Lakers or the Wizards with Russell Westbrook, Kuzma, Harrell, and Caldwell Pope?
Man, you made the first one easy on me. Obviously, the Wizards, they're first in the East right now, and Kyle Kuzma's balling out. Montrezl Harrell, balling out against the Celtics. I think he had like 26 and 12. I was watching that game, man. He was destroying us. Caldwell Pope, I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure what he's been doing this year. Maybe he's injured, maybe he's not. I don't know if you know.
He's been wearing those street clothes, man.
Wearing them street clothes for you. But yeah, and then Russell Westbrook, it's not a good fit. I mean, without LeBron right now, him and Anthony Davis haven't really shown any signs of winning in LA. They just lost to the Thunder, for God's sake. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on in LA. Russell Westbrook, just kind of on a downward trajectory, can't shoot, kind of in the Ben Simmons type of. He would fit great in the early 2000s, but a little outdated. But Kyle Kuzma, I know there's all the stigmas out there about him on Twitter. Can't make a shot, chokes in the playoffs. But Kyle Kuzma has been showing out. He had a couple like 25, 30-point games. And so yeah, the Wizards definitely won that trade first in the East right now.
Hey man, I can't disagree with you, but I think we got to give Russell Westbrook a chance here. The Lakers, after the first game of the season, have been injured ever since. AD's missed some games. AD's got injured during some games, came back. LeBron's been injured. There's multiple players have been injured. Last game, 6 players were on the bench in street clothes. It's saying they're supporting. They have more people in street clothes than they do on the court sometimes, So I feel like if everybody ends up healthy and they have time to get that chemistry up with one single lineup, they'll be good.
Okay, that's fair. Well, we're going to have to see. I mean, first they have to make the playoffs, but it could definitely help their finals chances based on if they would have just kept Kuzma and Montrezl Harrell. So I'll give you that.
All right, on to our second question. Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum?
The question of the day. Man, Jason Tatum's been playing absolutely terrible this year, not even shooting 40% from the field. Jaylen Brown has been playing absolutely amazing this year. So which one am I going to go with? I got to stick with my man Tatum. Man, I got to stick with my man Tatum. Man, his bag is way too deep scoring. Recently he's been picking it up. He just scored 32 points against I don't remember the team, but he's, you know what I'm saying? He's been going off recently. He started off the season bad. But we've seen flashes of that in the past and he's bounced back from it. He's had some bad games last year. So I just see Jason Tatum, picking it up, moving forward. Jaylen Brown, I think, is really good. And, I think it's a 1A, 1B situation. It's not like a clear 1-2 situation. But, Jason Tatum, he has that lethal sidestep. He has a size advantage. I feel like he just has that it factor that Jaylen Brown may be missing. And don't get me wrong, I'm the biggest Jaylen Brown fan on the planet, but I don't know if he has the potential to be like a number 1 player on a championship team. But I see Jason Tatum, having that type of potential. He just has to get his consistency down. But man, that's a hard question coming from a Celtics fan. Who would you say for that? You looked a little surprised when I said Tatum.
Bro, I have to choose Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown is having a crazy season. He's not having those big games we expected both Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown to take, those MVP-like numbers, but he's averaging 25, 6, and 2. So he's doing pretty well. And then what sets me apart from him and Tatum is the defense. Jaylen Brown is always going to guard the best player. Yeah, playing that many minutes. Like, he brings that defensive factor that I just don't think Jason Tatum brings to the game. Jason Tatum can play defense. Like, he's there, but he's no Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's an all-NBA defensive type of player, and I don't think you can just find that anywhere. So that's why I got Jaylen Brown.
Oh, man. That's a tough one, especially on a Celtics fan, making me choose between my children. All right, what's the next one you got for me? Last one.
Giannis or LeBron James?
We're going to make a lot of people mad with this one. I got to go Giannis, man. I got to go Giannis. Just let his team do a finals win. I think LeBron's getting older. More injury prone as we see. He's not playing right now. So if we're talking about value starting a franchise, Giannis, obviously. But if we're talking even just this year, I'm still taking Giannis. Giannis on the defensive end is one of the greatest defenders in my eyes of all time in his prime. He's 6'11", can move his feet, can guard 1 through 5, has an amazing wingspan. You saw that block on DeAndre Ayton in the finals. Who else is doing that? Nobody else in NBA history can do that, in my opinion. So I got to go Giannis. Obviously, kind of a down year for him. He's been a little injured, but LeBron hasn't played it off. So, Giannis is a cool 27, 12, and 5 kind of guy. I think LeBron can still be like 25, 8 and 7 or something like that. But I think LeBron, he's kind of like he's not as athletic as he used to be. Obviously, he's 36, 37, something like that. So I mean, he's getting up there in age, so it's not really fair to LeBron. Obviously, I'll take prime LeBron over Giannis, but LeBron this year, he obviously still has his IQ and his fadeaway, and he's even starting to develop a 3-point shot. I'll give him that. But Giannis is way too dominant in the paint. I think he's probably top 3 most dominant players of all time. Giannis, Wilt, Shaq. So I got to go Giannis.
Hey, a player is really good when somebody says he's having a down year and he's averaging 26, 11, and 6. That's how you know who the MVP is. And I got to go with Giannis too. Giannis single-handedly led the Bucks to a championship last year. Of course, he had help from Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton, but we saw the effects of the Bucks when Giannis went out with an injury against the Hawks. So Giannis had a crazy year last year, and we all expect him to do the same this year. And we've seen him been struggling with a couple of injuries this year, and the Bucks in general have been struggling with injuries this year. That's why they're around a 500 team right now. But I feel like when Giannis gets back, be just taking over the league like he did last year.
Oh yeah, and they have another chance to win the finals this year. League seems pretty wide open, so I don't know. Those Warriors are looking pretty tough.
Those Warriors are looking pretty tough. And on that, let's talk about the MVP race.
MVP race. All right, who you got for MVP, Christian? Who you got?
Well, I think we all have a consensus that it's between KD and Steph.
Yeah, for sure. So which side you taking, KD or Steph? Which one?
I gotta take Steph Curry. Steph is averaging 28, 6, and 6 on 45% field goal shooting and 40% 3-point shooting. This is as a 6'3" guard getting double teamed half the game.
Yeah.
Steph Curry doesn't have the all-stars, the talent, or the roster that you expect to have an 11-1 team right now. And Steph Curry's leading that team as the second best offensive rating in the NBA and the first best defensive rating in the NBA. He's been the leader of all of that. As you've seen progression with his passing, getting more players involved. As Andrew Wiggins and Draymond Green's even having a career season as he's getting more assists, more steals. And it's just the whole team coming together, and Curry's been the leader of that. Kevin Durant, he's been good, but I feel like it's more because he's had to have been good. He doesn't have Kyrie. James Harden isn't getting the calls this year, as we've seen with the new NBA rules change. So the ball is in Kevin Durant's hands, and he's one of the best scorers in NBA history. But I think his stats are more because he has to have the ball every play. Rather, with Steph Curry is you have to double Steph Curry every play because if he touches it, it's nothing but net.
Okay, so Christian, that's a completely fair argument, but you're ignoring the most important part. So, I mean, let's just look at the basic stats here. Kevin Durant, 29 points per game. Steph Curry, 28 points per game. That's a wash. KD's averaging 2 more rebounds. Steph is averaging 1 assist. Their basic stats are pretty much a wash. Then you get farther down. Steph's the king of efficiency, right? 50, 40, 90 club, the face of that. Steph's shooting 45% from the field this year, which is, it's low for his standards, but that's still really good for a guard. You won't believe it when I say this, bro. Kevin Durant is shooting 59% from the field this year. 59%. Just soak that in. 59. That's almost 60% from the field, and he's a shooter. It's not like he's down there banging in the paint like Rudy Gobert style, like 70% catching lobs from Mike Conley. No, 59% shooting pull-up mid-ranges in the post, 43% from 3, which is even better than Steph Curry. And I guess the only real argument that I could see you having is, obviously the Warriors are 11-1. The Nets are 9-4 now. They're not even that bad.
Is it translating to wins? That's what we got to know.
Nets are 9-4. They're second in the East. Wizards are 9-3. They're 9-4. So they're about to be first in the East. So, obviously the Warriors have been playing absolutely out of their mind, and Steph Curry deserves, top MVP consideration. But when you look at Kevin Durant's efficiencies this year, man, you can't ask for anything better than that. This may be the most efficient scoring season and maybe the most impressive scoring season, except for obviously like Wilt Chamberlain's 50-point per game years. maybe the most impressive scoring season I've ever witnessed.
Yeah, KD's definitely going off this season. We saw him start off a little slow, but then he picked it up and just been unstoppable, shooting 90%, over 90% last game, which is crazy. But
Same.
I think it's up for grabs. We'll see throughout the rest of the season. I really think it's just going to come down to the team records and how they finish in their conferences.
I agree. And I will say that 59% probably won't hold true for Kevin Durant. It'll probably come down soon and even out. But if he manages to keep up 59%, I see no chance that he doesn't win the MVP this year.
But boy, imagine if Kyrie gets that vaccine.
Oh, man. If he gets the vaccine,
this will be dangerous.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
all right.
What about the play from LaMarcus Aldridge this year? That's surprising.
Oh, yeah.
Coming off of retirement, not expecting him to show out like this.
I know. I was surprised when he came back to the Nets. I thought he was going to end up going to a different team. But this year he's averaged 12.6 points per game this year. 5.5 rebounds. Just, from someone who's, no offense to LaMarcus Aldridge, but for someone who's that old and that seasoned in the NBA, for someone who's that old, it's very impressive, especially coming off of, the scary condition that he had to leave the heart condition that he had to leave the NBA for. It's very impressive what he's doing and how he's contributing to the Nets.
Well, that's just how you know he's an all-time great. He loved the game after irregular heartbeat, came back and still dusting people. So we love to see. But Anthony,
yeah,
I gotta know, what are your surprising teams this season?
Surprising teams. Well, man, you just talked about the leader of them. The Warriors this year. Got to go with the Warriors. Steph Curry, obviously we all expected him to do MVP things as he's doing right now. But I don't think any of us expected the Warriors to be this competitive without Klay Thompson this early in the season. Obviously, everyone's stepping up. I think you told me a stat earlier, pre-show, that the Warriors got rid of every single player who had a negative plus minus coming into the season. So, and they have the second best offensive rating and the first defensive rating in the league, and their defense has just been locked down, man. The emergence of Jordan Poole, obviously that's been great. You have, Nemanja Bjelica, who we were talking about earlier. He has the highest 3-point percentage in the NBA. I think he's at 50%, right? I think he's at 50%. Yeah. So obviously you have the leader in Curry. I just can't imagine what, Klay Thompson is going to do. They're already sitting at an 11-1 record. Maybe they can push for their own record of 73-9. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, that's crazy. They don't even have Wiseman back yet.
I know.
They don't have Klay or Wiseman back. They're going to be dangerous.
Going to be stacked. Who's your surprising team, Christian?
My surprising team, got to go with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Sitting fourth in the East. Who would have thought? And this is without Colin Sexton for hopefully not the remainder of the season, but it's looking like a torn meniscus, was it?
Meniscus.
Yeah, hate to see it, but we see the resurgence of Evan Mobley and this unique lineup that runs 2 7-footers in the starting lineup with Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley. And then before Lauri Markkanen was injured, Lauri Markkanen at small forward, but now they have a 6'10" Dean Wade. And I think it's just unique how they're running a big man lineup in a small ball game in today's age. And it's catching teams by storm because they're not expecting it. And the Cavs are showing up as top 10 in defense in the league. And it's surprising as you see a bottom team from last year emerge with not a lot of new players, just really one good draft pick that didn't really play good in summer league. We didn't really expect this much from Evan Mobley, but Evan Mobley is averaging second among rookies and third among rookies in rebounding, second among rookies in points per game. And it's surprising. I was not expecting it. I expected him to be at the bottom again, especially with Colin out. So
Darius
Garland playing good.
How about Darius Garland too?
Yeah, Darius Garland's been playing great. Ricky Rubio,
yeah, you got him in fantasy.
Yeah, Ricky Rubio was a great pickup in fantasy. He had 30 points the other day. Nice bet, 8 from 9 from 3. So they just have some good pieces, and they all play their roles. And I think that's good, going good for them right now. Just wonder if they can keep it up, though.
Yep. Want to see it moving forward. So now we're going to move to disappointing teams. Who's your disappointing team, Christian, this year?
Disappointing teams. We mentioned number 4. but it's Trae Young and my Hawks.
Oh
Not
man.
specifically Trae Young, but just the Atlanta Hawks. Right now they're on a 6 game losing streak, and it's just bad for the Hawks. They 3 of their 4 wins are at home. They've lost. They've only won one game on the road. They're 1-7 on the road, and it's just not looking good for the Hawks. They're bottom in the league in offensive efficiency and defensive efficiency. It's just not very good. They're not guarding anybody. Just Steph scored 50 on them the other day. It's just they need to get it together. Trae Young's trying his best right now. He's playing out of his world, but you see people like Kevin Huerter, who had a good game against the Jazz, but before that was in a shooting slump. John Collins has been playing okay. Clint Capella has been playing okay. They just don't seem like they're playing with any energy. And that's what you need as you're coming off a season where you made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Like, it's supposed to be showing you're the best in the league. You got some new players and DeLon Wright, but they're not really showing us anything.
Oh yeah, and preseason rankings had them in like the top 5, top 6 range, and they're out here 4-8, right? 4-8's the record. Man,
Believe so, but what's it called? I had them in my top 3.
top 3.
I had them in the NBA championship. I might be a little bit biased, but might be.
Hey man, I have the Celtics in the chip every year, which is going to take me to my disappointing team. The Boston Celtics, man. The Boston Celtics. This is Jason Tatum's fault. I'm just going to be straight up. Jason Tatum has been playing at, he's picked it up recently, but absolutely terrible. We're finally made it back to 500, but we've been scratching and clawing. Marcus Smart is doing Marcus Smart things. But Jaylen Brown has been all right, but he's been hurt here and there. Jason Tatum needs to be our leader, and he just hasn't been very efficient. Hopefully he's starting to pick it up. It's looking good. I'm not sure how the Cavs game's going right now. Hopefully, the Celtics can pull it out and be above 500. But, when you look at our bench depth, we were really hoping for Romeo Langford, Aaron Nesmith, Peyton Pritchard. We were hoping for some of these guys to step up and be spark plugs off the bench. Absolutely nothing from them. They've been coming off the bench, giving us a solid 3, 4, 5 points per game. Romeo gives us decent defense. Aaron Nesmith has been disappointing after summer league that he had, and Peyton Pritchard, man, he's just on and off.
I thought he was gonna show out this year.
Me too. I think the Cavs. I think the game that's going on right now. I just checked not that long ago. Peyton Pritchard was 0-for-5, and it's just like, man, he has the ability to shoot from deep. He has a decent handle. He's gritty on defense. I thought for sure he could be a great piece off the bench, but not looking like it so far. Robert Williams and Al Horford have been pleasant surprises, but Jason Tatum really needs to be our scoring leader, and it hasn't worked. Dennis Schroeder has, played really good recently, but before then, pretty inefficient. The Celtics are my disappointing team. I personally expected them to be a top 4 seed this year. And right now, I think they're sitting at the 10 seed at 500. Hopefully things start to pick up, but, I can only pray.
Man, how much of it do you think is dealing with Brad Stevens leaving?
That's a great question. Ime Udoka, I don't know how much I like to switch everything defense. We switch every ball screen, and it's led to a lot of slips. That's why Montrezl Harrell had such a crazy game against us. He was just always, I know, Montrezl Harrell of all people.
Player that can't even shoot.
I know, he scored like 28 points just purely off of slips on a screen. So, we were getting dominated by Montrezl Harrell, and I don't know how I like our switch everything offense. I feel like it makes it too easy on the offense, too predictable. But I do like our ball movement. I feel like it's not as much ISOs as it was last year. We were heavily scrutinized. Brad Stevens came under scrutiny for that because there were so many ISOs. Now I just think it's kind of ISOs at the end of the shot clock and the end of the quarters, which is understandable when you have someone, with the skill set of Tatum, even though he's not been performing this year. But, I hopefully Ime Udoka can start to run a more complex defense. I like his new offense, but we're just going to have to see how we go from here. And Christian, so I got an interesting segment for you. We're going to name a player based off of the first letter of their name. So I'm going to give you a letter. And I'm going to give you 30 seconds. I'm going to have a timer right here. And you're going to have to name as many NBA players whose first name starts with that letter in 30 seconds. All right. Let me just pull up the timer here. Okay.
Pressure situation.
What'd you say?
I said a good little pressure situation.
Yeah. All right. Let me know whenever. I'm going to tell you the letter, then press the start button. Okay. You ready? All right. Your letter is going to be J.
J. John Morant,
Mhm.
John Collins.
Okay. Halfway
Who
done.
does the letter J, bro? J. Who names their kid with J, bro? Like
John Morant, John Collins. 2 seconds. Man, you only got two.
bro, J. All right, I'm gonna mess around and give you Z. What are you talking about, J?
And you got Josh Giddey. You got
Josh Giddey.
you.
Josh
There's a lot of
Giddey.
Jalen Green, all the Jalen's, bro.
Oh yeah, I did forget the Jalen. It's Jalen Green. Yeah,
Come on. All right, you're gonna give me a letter. Can you pull up a timer on your phone, or do you want me to do it?
I got you, bro.
Okay, cool. Better not give me no Q or Z or
Bro, nah. You talking about J?
J isn't that crazy, bro. Come
Right.
on.
I'm gonna give you a timer.
Okay. Oh man.
Are you ready?
What'd you say?
Are you ready?
Yeah. Hey, show me the timer so I can see.
I will. All right. Your letter is K.
Okay.
Go.
All right. Kevin Porter Jr. Kawhi Leonard. Kenyon Martin Jr. So that's 3. Cake. I feel like I'm missing an obvious one. Oh, I know I am. Chris Humphries isn't in the league anymore. Uh, bro, come on.
Wow.
Who'd I miss? Who's the big man?
I don't know. Maybe Kevin Durant.
Oh my god. Man, these pressure situations get to you when you don't think clearly.
Pressure situations is different, bro. I got 2, so you know.
Hey, I got 3, so I still won, but I should lose since I forgot Kevin Durant. Oh man. All right. You want to do one more round, or you want to move to the next segment?
Let's go one more round.
One more round.
You know what, Jay? I forgot.
Who?
Joel Embiid. That's crazy.
Oh,
I wasn't even thinking.
My mind too. Okay. All right, I got one. So we're gonna go one more. Your letter is N.
And Nate Robinson isn't in the league no more.
Nope. 20 seconds. You got to get one. Come on.
Bro, I'm drawing a blank here.
Bro. You're going to kick yourself.
Redo.
Man.
New letter.
Nikola Jokic?
That's the all right, name another one.
Norman Powell?
Name another one.
Okay, fine. Okay. I'll give you a new one. Okay. Man, I don't know what are like common letters. You know what I'm saying?
Do.
You do? Okay. All right, here, give me your round, and I'll try to think of one. Okay.
All right. I mean my timer.
Get the timer ready. Oh man.
Ready? S.
Yeah, let's go. Who? S?
S.
Okay. Oh man. You got me on this. Oh. Man, you got me on this. Sterling, no. Sterling's in. Just got it, bro. This is too hard.
All right, so first you got Sterling Brown.
Sterling Brown. Okay, that's what I was looking for.
But Steph Curry, Seth Curry. It happens to the best of us.
This game sucks, man. All right,
it happens to the best of us, bro.
I got you with one. There's a common letter. You should get at least 5. All right, you ready? All right, last one. All right, B.
Bobby Portis, Brandon Ingram.
Mm-hmm. Run the table.
Brandon Boston.
Okay. Weird why you got him and not these guys, but okay.
Bronny James. Yes, sir.
Come on, bro. Man, we just talked about him. Bradley Beal, Ben Simmons. Man.
It's the pressure, bro. It's the pressure.
It's the pressure. Absolutely. Okay.
All right.
All right, man. Nice little game. All right. So this year we've obviously seen a scoring drop off from a lot of players. Damian Lillard obviously has been not that good. James Harden as well. Trae Young in the beginning of the year, we had some suspicions. Do you think this is because of the new basketball switch from Spalding to Wilson?
I don't necessarily think it's from the new basketball switch.
Well, first of all, have you played with both balls, and do you have any like experience? Like,
I have experience playing with different balls. I play with Spalding. I play with Wilson. Usually, when you're younger, you play with Spalding, and as you grow, you play with Wilson.
Yep.
Just depending where you live.
Mm-hmm. So, do you see any difference in shooting though?
All balls, they're all different, but you learn how to shoot, and you still shoot the same shot form. There's no difference in the shot. It just feels different in your hands. Okay. But no matter, it's the same shot. So I don't think the balls really have any effect on it. I think it's more the rules, how the shot, how you get into your shot rule, where you call the foul. A lot of players are struggling with that, where like Trae Young, Damian Lillard, James Harden, they're used to those. I'm gonna just create contact, get the foul. They're not getting the free throw attempts that they want, and defenders are getting more confidence off of that. So they're not afraid to guard you anymore because you can't just stick your leg out or jump into you. They're not afraid to guard them anymore, so they're up on them more, and which is affecting their shot more and affecting their points per game average, as you see with Damian Lillard.
Okay. That's actually an interesting argument. I personally think that the scoring drop off, because last year the NBA averaged 112 points per game, like per team, and now it's at 107 points. I think that can fully be explained by the rule change. I agree with you, but you bring up a good counter argument to what I'm about to say. But the efficiencies this year have dropped by 2% in both field goal and 3-point percentage, and I think this could be because of errant shots. So last year, you know what I'm saying? Last year. You would think that the field goal percentage would be lower because some players are trying to draw fouls that they may not necessarily get the calls for. Like, I can remember multiple times Trae Young coming off of screens and just throwing the ball up, and he'd like airball and he'd look at the ref and wouldn't get a foul call. Obviously, you get those calls a lot of the times, and if you get the call, it doesn't count towards the field goal percentage. But those stupid shots that you throw up and the ref doesn't call, that won't happen this year because they know that they won't get the call. I feel like there would be some bad shots that could potentially bring down the field goal percentage. But you bring up a really good argument that, the defenders have more confidence in guarding you closely this year, and, biting on pump fakes and all that kind of stuff. They have more wiggle room in. So I personally think that the ball may have a little effect just because it's like a change. It's another variable in the game, but NBA players are obviously going to adjust to it. And I honestly think that the numbers are going to smoothen out as the year goes on.
Yeah, I agree with you. But you know who that isn't affecting?
Who?
Your future 2021-2022 MVP, Steph Curry. Steph Curry.
Kevin Durant, 59%
MVP. He doesn't care. Steph Curry's just great like that. He's still getting his shots up. He's still shooting efficiently.
Okay, Christian. So if that's the case, then how come Steph Curry last year? Right. Steph Curry last year shot 48% from the field, 42% from three. This year he's shooting 45% from the field, 40 from three. Kevin Durant, on the other hand, 59% from the field. He wasn't shooting 59% from the field last year. Steph Curry's going down in efficiency. Kevin Durant's going up.
Steph Curry's going down in efficiency, but still has one of the top efficiencies in the league. That's how good Steph Curry is. That's how good he was in the past. Steph Curry is that good to where his numbers can drop efficiency-wise, but he's still better than 90% of the NBA in it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Steph Curry is a great player, just not as good as Kevin Durant this year.
Say Steph Curry's not as good as Kevin Durant this year because Kevin Durant's 7 foot and you can't block a shot.
I didn't say Kevin Durant was more skilled than Curry. I'm just saying he's your MVP because he's shooting 60% from the field and same numbers. So
I don't think Kevin Durant can keep that up.
Okay.
If Kevin Durant proves me wrong, man, I'll be at the MVP speech with like flowers and sorry.
Okay. Though. All right. Hey, I'll take you up on that.
I'll be there with a sorry though and say I apologize.
I'll buy your plane ticket and everything.
Give me my tux.
Oh man. All right. Okay. I mean, I think that's all we have for today. Do you have anything else you want to discuss, Christian?
Uh, no, not really.
All right, cool. I think that's gonna be a wrap on our first episode of From the Logo. We appreciate you guys tuning in. And tune in next week or whenever the next episode is released. We appreciate all you guys. Thank you.
I appreciate y'all.
Yeah.